It's good to see you guys. I think the rain delay was a big factor in this one. I look back at the week, and really one of our better weeks was, Monday was hard with just the loss on the Saturday and everything, and how close it was, and kind of the mistakes that were made and the accountability. The truth telling, I think, is way improved, and be nice to get some more wins. We don't have to speak so much truth, but the truth telling is improved just with all the relationships and just the trust. And so that was a Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday were some of the best, really the best three back to back to back that have had at Baylor. And on Friday night, maybe Friday during the day, the concern would be, man, the guys are so close, the team is so tight, relationships are so strong that it could be, we're just enjoying practicing together, and the competition and the effort and the speed and all of it. The metrics were showing just the load and the change of direction, and the speeds are all high, but you could feel the energy of it. And so I was thinking, we have to really make a point of, hey, we could do all this throughout the week, but that doesn't automatically transfer to a Saturday. We all have to do the work of getting our mindset right to get in a fight and to play physical and play tough and that. And we were able to do that the week before. And I don't feel we did that as well as we could to start this game, despite all of the things. And so, it's not a lot of times you have a do-over. And I thought the rain delay gave us that opportunity. And I thought when we came back out after that, the energy and the edge and all the things that we talk about was there. And I credit the guys for that and everything. But, there's, in all of the hardships that we've been through, so many lessons and hard learnings that we go through, and I know we'll be better for it. Impressed with the defense. It's a hard offense to fight. There's a lead stretch going this way, there's counter going that way, or a lead sweep this way, counter this way. And so all your people are used up. I thought for the most part we were able to lock a lot of that stuff down. That's why if something did break out, it was a 20-yard gain or 30-yard gains, because all of our peoples are on all of their peoples, But I thought, it's good to play a game like that, especially early, because it just shows you the level of detail and the specific nature of playing defense and what's required. So I thought there was a lot of positive in that. I thought it was cool to get the block at the end. Guys are still fighting and competing and all that. That's something that we've talked about. We've really made a point of trying to finish strong, and I think that was a big play in doing that. Then offensively, I feel like we have to throw the ball better. I think we struggled in the pocket. I think at times we're pushing the ball. I think the weight transfer has something to do with that. And, I think the skill that we have was not really able to put that on display. And that was a big plan going into this game. And I feel like we fell short with that. And so we'll go back to trying to get that right. I think that's one of the things that really makes us special, and don't want that to be something that only the guys are participating on Tuesday practice see. Would love for that to make it out here where everyone can see it on a Saturday. So we have work to do there. But proud with the team. You work hard, and to get a win is something that was well needed. And I'm proud of their effort, proud of the direction we're going to go. Take any questions you guys have?
Dave, what is Dominic Richardson's status? And then on top of that, how'd you feel about the running game today, especially with, a couple freshmen getting a lot of carries?
Appreciate that. Yeah, so Dom has a high ankle sprain, and so he was not really participating in much of practice this week. He got a few, walkthroughs and individual stuff at the end of the week. And so he was around for warm-ups this morning. And so we'll see kind of what next week brings. I would say he's very, very probably unlikely, Then I'm proud of the running backs, man. I thought they ran hard. I thought ran physical. I thought the times that we were throwing it, they're on the guys that they need to block. And so, I'm proud of just their effort, and the stage wasn't too big. I thought they attacked it, thought they fell forward. And so there's good things from that running back room today.
In terms of Dawson specifically, obviously in a game where you'd assume Richard would probably get the majority of the carries, he gets 20 plus. I mean, what impressed you about what he specifically was able to do to get those extra touches?
Appreciate that. Yeah, the moment's not too big for him. I think when all of it's kind of coming at him, it's just it's a normal everyday thing. And so I think his ability to kind of take maybe these big possessions, these big situations, and make them into an everyday kind of task, I think really kind of brings it down to where he can just be him and play fast and play physical and all of that. It looked like a Tuesday practice for him. And I think for a young person, a freshman, that's very rare. You don't really ever get that. But, that's kind of his, if you ever get around Dawson, you ever talk to him, he's like this all the time. And so this was not a change. This did not change that at all. And so I think the other part with that, too, is just he loves physicality. He loves to hit people and likes to be hit. And I thought, once that kind of got started with him, he was looking for contact and falling forward and all of it. And so, our ability, if the O-line gives us 3 or 4 yards, for us as running backs right now to get an extra 3 is really a big difference, and especially as the game goes on. Defensively, their whole style had changed based upon what we had seen the previous 2 games. They really went to Texas State's structure with a lot of blitzing from the boundary and slanting to the field, and so it was way cool to see our offensive line, 2 weeks ago, just struggle with that so much, to see it again and be able to kind of lock it down and the running backs to fall forward and do all of it.
Dave, what can you do to make sure the energy is there from the start of the games when you're seeing that during the week? What do you do?
Yeah, well, the week was really good. So, the week was great. So the week was, the best week we've had. And so just with the way this season's going, I was thinking this is probably a bad thing. This is probably not good. And so the week was the best week we've had in terms of energy. And so, I have to probably explain myself a little bit more. The thought on Thursday, Friday, and all that was the guys could just really enjoy practicing against each other. And they're so close, and the competition's such, and the trust is such that they could just enjoy that. And so it really made a point of, hey, we do all this stuff. That doesn't ensure that Saturday is anything. We have to do the mental work of getting ready for a fight. We have to do the mental work, get our mindset right to perform at a way high level with violence and all of it. And so, we did not do that as well as we could. And so that was your question right there was something else huddled up right prior to this with a lot of our strength coaches, because we could sense it, and especially at the warm-ups, you could sense it. And so after having talked about it to the whatever level, I think we've got to be able to get our leaders to lead. And I think I have to do a better job of really explaining maybe what we're asking them to do, because it's unacceptable when you go through a whole week of something and we don't do it to practice. We practice to play a game.
Coach, finally getting the first win of the season at home. Can you talk about the morale of the team after the win, and do you feel that this win will start to turn the season around?
No, appreciate that. Yeah, I think the locker room's way happy right now, and I think they were happy that a couple of guys got to play and make some plays there at the end. And I think throughout all of it, throughout the whatever good there was or has been, and whatever bad and ugly there's been, there's always the belief underneath that we're getting better, that we're improving, that we're together, and that we're staying tight, and that the next day is going to be a brighter day. And I think that continues, And so excited about this team. I really feel like good things are in store for us. We just have to be able to make sure these simple things we have to do better.
Second start for Sawyer. How would you say he's progressing? How do you think he did today? Obviously, his first touchdown pass. And how is he feeling? Because we saw RJ today as well.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I thought with Sawyer there was a lot of fight in him. I thought that as a prideful guy and wanted to be out there and wanted to do all the things. I think he struggled in the pocket at times. I think his weight transfer and kind of getting feet set and driving into throws didn't see as consistently as what you'd like to see. I thought that, the reason for RJ was really for that, to see if we could get something going offensively and throwing the ball. I think that there's such a skill level with us, and we want to be able to put that on display. We want to get guys touches and get the ball to them in space and to be able to do something after the catch and all of it, and it just wasn't clicking early. And so wanted to give RJ a shot at it. I think, coming back now after this win, right, kind of reviewing all of it, seeing what we can do to get as healthy as we can, to put us in the best position to be better than we were today, for sure, for next Saturday is number one priority.
Dave, I guess the first thing is, what had you gone through a delay like that? How did you feel that time? And then what's your mindset or approach going into next week after you started out 1-2?
Appreciate that. Yeah, so this delay has been the longest delay I've been part of. And so in the past, maybe an hour, and we're well over that. And so, we initially started with coaches on the board, and then we had walkthroughs, and then after walkthroughs, then we had some more walkthroughs, and then it was DBs and linebackers together, and D-line and linebackers together, and receivers and quarterbacks together, and all of it. And then after that, we just turned on music, And so, because it was like, these lightning strikes keep happening. And if we do this, if we continue this, we're just going to chase ghosts and create problems. And so I thought the music was a big factor in all of it, because guys could kind of relax a little bit and really kind of recharge and start over. And like I say, when we came out of the tunnel, after that delay, I thought that we were where we needed to be. After the 1-2, I think that the team feels like we're improving. The team feels like we're talented, and we're tight, and we're together. I think the thing about another way of, I know for me particularly, I know what the record is. I see more though than the record. Hey, we've been in all of these spots where there's teams that have been 3 games and have not been in these situations, that have not met this adversity, or have not been in this type of thing, or have not been in this situation. And so we've seen, good or bad, a bunch of them. And I think to learn from those and to bring the team together because of those, and I feel like we've done that. I think that makes us stronger.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Bryce Cherry, Waco Trib. Bryson, just how good does it feel to get a win on the board, and what were just kind of the biggest takeaways from this game?
Oh, yeah, so a win is great, and it feels great, especially what we've been through this whole year. And, for us this week meant, can we overcome adversity, and then can we come out and attack Tell the Truth Monday, attack our competition Tuesday, attack our turnover and no turnover Wednesday, come out with no repeat Thursday, and then focus up on Friday. We wanted to get all that 100% executed. And we did this week. That was like all the reason why we came out here and fought to the end and had a great game. And I think just for us as a team, it shows what we can do, and it raises the standard. And, that's good for, the maturity on our team. And, once we get through the future weeks coming up, we're going to apply that same intensity, that same focus, that same intentionality to those practices.
Bryson in the back by the cameras. Eric Kelly, Fox 44. Halftime comes around. LIU has just kind of gotten back into this game. Then you go through a long rain delay. How do you guys stay and keep that focus going into a second half?
Yeah, this team has juice, man. Like the one thing that we do have, we have juice. And when we had the situation going on at halftime, we had music playing, we had guys up, turned up, dancing, being loud, patting each other, supporting each other. And it was really special how we handled that little adversity in the halftime. And that's part of the reason why we came out and fought so strong once we got out of halftime. And it was just the music, the whole experience of just all of us being together and wanting to go out there and fight together.
What's it like for you to see all these kind of young guys have such a big impact? Caden, Carl on the offensive side, Dawson. From your perspective, what's it like seeing all them contribute as much as they have?
Man, it's special, especially here at a place like this. Coach Aranda is a great coach, and his whole staff is great as far as, instilling in us the skills and qualities that we need to be, good and great in life. And, just the way these guys show up each week and they apply themselves. They try hard to be good. They try hard to, be the standard. They try hard to, chase success at a level that you would want your team to be at each and every day. So what happened out there on the field is just, I look up to those guys. Like, it's kind of weird to say that to young guys. I look up to them, and I just love how they come out with the energy during practice during the week. And, they're always trying to figure out ways to get better. And we're going to need those guys. We're going to need Caden. We're going to need Carl. We're going to need Isaiah Dunson. We're going to need Dawson. We're going to need Bryson Washington. So those guys are all still learning, but I think they are applying the learning that we're getting from such a great staff and great university.
Bryson, there's one thing. You said this team has juice. It's one thing to have fake emotion, but it does appear that when a play is made on the defensive end, it doesn't appear, at least in my mind, that there's a lot of guys getting emotional about that. Have you noticed that much at all?
Most of the time, I think that there's a lot of juice. I mean, from my perspective, just like coming off the sideline onto the sideline, there is juice there. But I think a lot of that comes with just the maturity and being focused in the game. A lot of those guys are getting their first snaps and their first reps, and they got to get used to the flow of the game and what it's like to come out and start fast and finish strong. So, there might be some anxiety and frustration. Just anxiety itself in those moments, when big plays happen, we're not really expecting it, and then it happens, and it's like, oh, we're expecting it now. And I think it just comes from just the maturity and getting the experience in the game of what it's like to get a turnover or to get a big play. And I think throughout the year, we're going to get better at that. And you're going to see a lot of juice that we show during the week and that we bring into the locker room.
How good did it feel as a defense to get that interception right after the offense had given away the ball? To give it right back to them.
Yeah, it's special. It's what we do during the week. So we get a lot of turnovers during the week, and just the whole intentional rep that Carl, because that was Carl that made that. He definitely that's what he practiced every day. He's on the line, pressing the guy, very confident, getting back in coverage, and he just has that look in his eyes. So, for us as a defense, it's just seeing what we do, and that's what we're supposed to do. So it's special, and I think that it's going to carry us into this next week as, this is what we're about. This is how we need to attack the ball, and it just gives us experience. And I think that, in the future, we're going to get more of those things like that. Thank you, Bryson. Yeah, thank y'all.
Bryce Cherry, Waco Trib. Richard, first of all, just how good did it feel to get a win, and in the way that y'all did it with running the ball a whole lot today?
Well, it felt very good. I mean, we practiced all week for it. We had a good practice. And to the young guys, Dawson and B-Wash, they was practicing good because they know that we had a game coming up. So we just gave it our all.
In the back, Richard, you mentioned one of them, Dawson. What impressed you so much about what he was able to do in really his first meaningful snaps here at Baylor?
I'd say him just running the ball hard, falling forward. He does it at practice, so that's what makes him a great player.
Jerry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider. Richard, what was the difference today for you? Obviously struggled a little bit the first couple of games, just finding any openings. What was the key for you to get going today?
I'd say just focusing on the little things. My coaches always tell me, like, if you mess up, get back up, because it's the little things that matter. So I'd say that's what it was, just correcting the little things.
How has the kind of offensive line kind of come together a little bit over the last week to give you and the other running backs the holes that you had today?
They became good. Like I said, during practice, they practiced everything like they needed to know versus their defense, like keeping the gaps and all that. So I'd say that was good.
With Dawson having such a great game, how do you feel about having such a great running back room that this team has?
I feel very good. Like I said, both of them young, and they still learning. But for the most part, they learning good and like having a good practice and practicing good. So I'll say that's the good thing.
Anything else for Richard? Wow. It's Richard.